Just spent the last 2 days breaking down the exact content system that Shelby Sapp uses in her $5 million a month coaching business. I originally made this for my private clients. I'm going to go through every single thing I found so that if you also have a coaching business and you're trying to sign more clients from content and also grow your coaching business from your organic content, you can see exactly how it is being done at the highest level, and then you can learn from this and implement it inside of your own business. So just quick disclaimer, my content is in no way, shape or form perfect as well. This is something I'm still actively working on, and that's one of the reasons why I took my time to really see how she does it. So not only can I implement this for my clients, I can implement this for myself as well. So let's just get into this. So we're going to get into a couple of pillars here. The first one is knowing your ICP. The second one is content themes, content pillars. The next one is content stages. There's also content formats that you should be using, content hooks, general tips, and pitfalls. Right? So the first one, knowing your ICP. So before you even think of starting to create content, or before you start to make different types of images or posts that you want to put on Instagram, you want to ideally have a very clear picture of exactly who you're trying to target, the circumstances they are going through, the desires that they want, and the pain points that they have at the very bare minimum. And if you look at what Shelby Sapp does in her content too as well, you can tell that she has a very clear, distinct idea of who she is trying to help. And she doesn't really shy away from just trying to call out those exact type of people. So she's trying to attract women, for example, women who want a very specific type of lifestyle, women who are going through very specific circumstances, and women who also have very specific pain points. These are the kind of people she's trying to attract into our program and into our business. And if you notice, our content is very specific to those type of people as well. So I have a checklist here that we use for private clients, and it literally walks you through step by step exactly what you need to be doing, the kind of questions you need to be answering in order for you to have all the clarity you need to truly be in a place where you're very clear on your ICP and you know exactly what needs to be done to get them the best results. So that's the first thing here. So now let's get into content themes. So there's about 6 different content themes and pillars that I found from just looking through our content and going through over hundreds and hundreds of multiple different examples like I have here, and just grouping them into the top 6 content themes that I found. So the biggest issue people have when it comes to this that I found in myself and I find in my private clients too as well is we just focus on one content type, and the majority of people focus on simple tactics, and not even simple tactic and tips alone, just one type of simple tactic, which is answering FAQs really, and just trying to provide value, quote unquote. But if that is all you do with your content, you're not going to get the best output or the best results from it, because you need to have all these other elements in place in order for you to maximize your reach and maximize your clients too as well. But a lot of people just try to focus on answering FAQs, providing value, and they ignore all these other things. And that's one of the reasons why I think people really struggle to grow when it comes to their content. Again, I'm not the expert at this. I'm just sharing what I found with studying our content. So there's 6 main content pillars that I found that she uses. The first one is the 0 to hero story. The second one is simple tactic or tip. And here she's either answering FAQs, just answering common questions. She's breaking a myth or limiting belief, either of those 2 things. So she's either answering an FAQ or she's breaking a myth or limiting belief. There's also lifestyle motivation or flex. There's personal story, opinion or POV. There's personal results, student results, wins, testimonials, milestones, case studies, and so on and so forth. And then we also have content ads, which we will get into as well. So the 0 to hero story is what I call a top of funnel style content, where the goal is to attract as many people as humanly possible. And here you're talking about your 0 to hero story, really, how you went from where you were before to where you are now. And you're either talking about the story in itself, or you're weaving the story into multiple things. So if I show you some examples here, you may or may not be able to hear the audio, but we'll just pull up some examples here real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. So you can see here, POV, you had 3 glow ups after quitting your minimum wage job. This is literally a 0 to hero story. And here you can see she's actually showing you exactly what she's doing in this case, right? 0 to hero story, how she went from door-to-door sales to high-ticket sales trainer to #1 women mentor, sales mentor in the world. Literally a 0 to hero story. Here as well, at 18 years old, I want to be #1 salesperson. I'm 25 now, and I'm the #1 salesperson. 0 to hero story too as well. So literally, you want to share your zero to hero story as many times as you possibly can. And that's one type of content that you have. The next one is going to be simple tactic or tips. This is the most popular one that a lot of people are very good at already. If you just do only this, you're not going to get the kind of results that you're supposed to be getting when it comes to your content. So you genuinely want to do every single type of pillar that is here if you want to truly maximize results with this. So simple tactic or tip, let's show you some examples of this. It's just simple stuff like you providing value, you answering your customers' FAQs, breaking their limiting beliefs, and so on and so forth. So that's a very important style of content too as well. The next one is going to be lifestyle motivation or flex. So this one is very sensitive. Not a lot of people want to do this, but lifestyle motivation or flex is if you have a particular outcome that your ideal customers want, you want to kind of rub that in their faces, if you will. So what that basically means is, let's say I help people lose weight. So I want to have a lot of pictures of myself looking very shredded on my page. Let's say I help people start eating healthy. I want to show myself eating healthy. So as many ways as you can show that you are doing the thing that you want your ideal customers to do, you're going to be in a place where you're getting a lot more views and a lot more eyeballs on your content, and you're monetizing a lot more people because you're able to show and just genuinely flex on them and show your lifestyle. So if you notice with what she does, she is showing off her cars, she's showing off her lifestyle, she's showing off the freedom, she's showing off everything that she knows ideal customers want. She's always showing that off inside of her content and in her posts. And then we have the personal story, opinion, or POV. So this is just a random off the cuff type of content where something just happened to you and you just make a quick video about it, and then you try and link it back to what your customers are currently experiencing right now. Just very simple, very casual. Oh, your kid just came back from soccer practice and he had this complaint. Just stuff about your life that you're sharing to your ideal customers. Doesn't have to be scripted. Doesn't have to be planned too much. Very simple stuff about your life. You can literally just share that, your points of view about something that is happening in the country right now. Let's say you're in America and something just happened with Trump, for example. You can make a video about that and then have that on your page. So you're not really trying to convert people here. You're just trying to get them to like you on a personal level too as well, because you're just hearing your ideas and your opinions and your thoughts about either the world, your market, what you're seeing with your current clients, and so on and so forth. So that's what personal story, opinion, or POV stands for. And then we have the results. So lifestyle is when you almost kind of show them the outcome of what you're trying to help them achieve. So let's say you're trying to help them lose weight. Let's use the weight example again. So the results you're getting is going to be lose 20 pounds or gain 10 pounds of muscle or whatever. That's the result you're trying to help them achieve. Now, the benefit of that is where lifestyle motivation or flex comes in. When you lost weight, you were able to start wearing your old high school dresses again. So that's what lifestyle motivation or flex is. So the difference between personal results and lifestyle motivation or flex is personal results is the tangible result you want to help your customers achieve. So if you have anytime that you do that, you want to share that with them. Then lifestyle motivation or flex is what then happens as a result of that personal result. So let's say you want to help people make more money and then you buy a car. So the result of you making more money is buying a car. So you want to flex or lifestyle or motivate them by showing them that you just bought a car, for example. But if you want to just share results directly, say, oh, I just made XYZ amount, my students just made XYZ amount, that is personal results in my opinion. So those two are very different, and you want to have a combination of both of them with your content. And then we have what I call content ads, which, to be fair, I see these are just ads that she's doing inside of our page too as well, because when you post very frequently and then you combine all of these different things, you could literally just post an ad as a post and it will still do well if you structure the ad in the right way. And then when you're doing this, you want to make sure the ad is not going to be a solution aware ad or a product aware ad. It's going to be a problem or unaware ad. And what that means is there's different awareness levels when it comes to ads. Solution aware means you're writing an ad that's to people who are already aware of the solution you're trying to help them solve. Problem aware just means that they know they have a problem. They don't know their solutions are out there, or they've not started exploring solutions yet. So if you want to do a content ad directly to your Instagram, I want to give it the benefit of converting as well as possible and reaching as many people as possible. You want to kind of start from unaware. And if you notice the examples that she has here for these content ads is literally ads that talk about, oh, if you're a bartender and you think you're going to be bad at sales, here are 10 reasons why you're not actually bad at sales. Do you see what I mean? So it's very, very unaware. So it's making the bartender aware that, oh, they can actually get into high ticket sales too as well. If you're a daycare mom and you're looking to save money on daycare, is talking about their problems and then slowly weaving in high ticket sales to it at the end. She's not starting from the fact that, oh, if you're a salesperson and you want to close 2 extra deals this month, that's very, very much more solution aware. So the ads that you want to do, if you want to even do content ads, they need to be ads that appeal to a much broader market. So these are the 5 or 6 main pillars that you want to have when it comes to your content pillars. And if you have all of these 5 or 6 and you have a good way of combining this together in your posts and how everything works in your post, then you'll be in a very, very good place already. And then the sweet spot to this is if you can combine multiple of this together, then the post is even going to be much better if you can weave this together a lot. So you have one post where you talk about a simple tactic, but before you start, you slightly mention your zero to hero story. You do it in your car, so you're kind of flexing on them a little bit. Then you share your opinion inside of that simple tactic too as well. Then you share some results within that. So the more you can weave and mix this together, the better. But ideally, if you're trying to group them into actual different pillars, then these are the 6 main ones that you want to focus on. So that's that for content pillars. Now, the next one is going to be content stages. So content pillars and content stages kind of go hand in hand. Different content pillars have different content stages, if you know what I mean. And for the content pillars, for example, there's the zero to hero story, but that is in the top of funnel stage because there's different stages for content. So there's top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel. Top of funnel, you're trying to get as much reach as humanly possible. You're trying to just get eyeballs on what you do, just to get people to be aware that, oh, you actually exist on the internet. So you want to choose content themes or pillars that appeal to a broad demographic or a broad market. And in this case, it is going to be the zero to hero story and lifestyle motivation or flex, right? So that's going to be top of funnel. Now, middle of funnel is nurture. So when someone is already aware of you, they already follow you, how do you nurture them to the point where they decide that they want to take action with you? Or you're ready to purchase your product, they're ready to purchase your service. You nurture them through your personal stories, your opinions, your points of view, and through simple tactic tips, answering FAQs, and so on and so forth. Then you have bottom of funnel. So when you're nurturing people, how do you now convert them into actual paying clients, right? And content that would actually convert them. So that's going to be your results. And then that's pretty much only your results, to be fair, is what you need to do in the bottom of funnel stage. So now, it's not a thing where you post 1 top of funnel, 2 nurture, and 3 middle of funnel. You don't want to do it like that. You want to choose this based on what you're currently lacking in the business right now. So if you're just starting out and you don't have any reach, like literally nobody knows you exist, like you post a video and you only get 2 likes or 1 like, you want to focus on top of funnel as much as possible so you can start to get some eyeballs and you can start to get some reach. So once you start getting that reach, if you're in a place where, oh, you're getting some reach now, but there's nobody is turning into leads. No one is saying they actually want to learn more from you or help. They want your help with XYZ problem. Then you want to have more middle of funnel content that is good for nurturing prospects and nurturing. Then if you're in a place where you're getting a lot of leads, but you're not really turning into clients, then you want to have some more bottom of funnel content. Ideally, you don't want to only do one or the other, but the one you should do more of should depend on the level or stage that you're at in the business right now and what you need the most. So you should do a mix of 3 of them, but what you do the most should depend on what stage of business you're in right now. So just keep that in mind too as well. And then I have like multiple examples of this. And literally this all ties back to the content pillars too as well. So just keep that in mind as well. And then next up is going to be the content formats. Now, again, variety is very, very important when it comes to this. And one of the things I found, like if you literally go to her page right now, she has different kinds of content formats. It's not just talking head videos alone. And the mistake a lot of people make is they just choose one content format and they don't even try to change it. So it's not just one content format. You want a lot of variety so your customers can not just get used to seeing you post one type of content every single time. So the more variety you have, the better. At least that's what I found from looking at what she does. So there's going to be B-roll style content. B-roll is literally where you just have like a video and you have like a text, and then a lot of the work is done in the captions, right? There's going to be B-roll style content. There's also going to be podcast or interview clips. If you have clips, you've been on different kinds of podcasts before, you can have clips of that inside of your Instagram too as well. And then if you can't do that, you can just make it up and literally just have somebody interview you, sit down like you're in a podcast setting, and you can leverage that podcast format too as well. Because there's a lot of credibility when you get invited to a podcast, and podcast clips and stuff literally rip like crazy right now. This is the B-roll. It's really just showing like a video. You're not really talking, but there's text and there's likely going to be a caption too as well. Right? So that's that for that. There's clip farming too as well. This used to work insanely well about 2-3 years ago. It doesn't work as much anymore in my opinion. And how it works is basically you take a viral clip or something that somebody said and then you post that, then you have your opinion about it at the end, or you just literally post that with your face showing and like just affirming what they're saying. So that's clip farming. That works insanely well too as well. It used to work a lot back in the day, but it doesn't work as well anymore. There's trending formats. So there's going to be formats that will come into the industry that are trending, right? And you see literally everybody doing them. You want to basically do them too as well. Because if you hop on a trending format, just by default, the post is going to go viral too as well. Just by default, just because you leverage a trending format. So these are some trending formats that she has leveraged before from what I've seen. Like this was a trending format. There was a time when literally everybody was doing videos about like caveman terms and saying, learn how I do XYZ thing in caveman terms. And she made a video about that too as well. It's really leveraging a trending format. So if you're just on the pulse of the market, and you're seeing what people are posting, this was the trending format too as well, where people would say, learn XYZ thing in 60 seconds. If you go on YouTube right now, you're going to see different videos that say, oh, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about sales in 10 seconds. And then they start a timer and they try to teach everything in 10 seconds, literally. So that's also going to be a trending format. So you want to leverage trending formats. Trending sounds are very important. The certain sounds right now that everybody is using. So trending sounds are very important to the normal talking head videos. And then you have the classic voiceovers too as well. So these formats is how you package your different themes and your different content stages. And you don't want to pick just one format. Otherwise, your page will look boring. It won't be exciting. You won't grab different types of audiences that want different types of formats. You want to basically try and mix and combine a lot of these as much as possible. If you look to our page, literally, you'll find that she has different kinds of content formats littered across our entire page. You're not going to find her only do talking head videos. Right? It's different kinds of formats. And she goes classic 100K views per video. So this stuff actually works insanely well, right? It works insanely well. I would encourage you to listen to this, even if I'm not like the expert at this, but just listen to it because it actually works. So the next thing would be the content hook types. So I looked through all of our content, at least the last 100 to 200 posts. And these are the 5 main types of hooks that I found that she uses in her posts. 5 simple type of hooks, and try to use this. So if you don't know what a hook means, it just means the first 2 seconds in the video. And what you say is going to determine how viral the video goes, because literally everyone is going to say the first 1 to 2 seconds of the video. So the better it is, the more likely your stuff is to go viral and actually work. So she has aspirational or result hooks. So this just means stating a result in the beginning of the video, or something you know your ideal customer aspires to be. So let's say you're in weight loss. You could say, I lost 20 pounds in the last 4 months. That is the hook. Is a result. And then you get into what the video is supposed to be about. You can start by saying, I just helped my clients add $300,000 in the last 12 months. That is a result. I just lost 4,000 pounds is ridiculous. I just lost 2 pounds in the last 2 weeks is a result. Oh, my student just bought a car. That's a result. So you want to start with a result-based hook. That's one type of hook that you can have to just start your video with a bang. Then the next one is a story-based hook. So this is going to be a natural story. So I was on my way to the distant this day and so on and so forth. Just by the fact that it starts as a story, people are always very curious and they actually want to stay and learn how the story ends. So you can literally just start your video by starting with a story. That's a different type of hook that we also found here. Identity or call out hook. So this is where you call out exactly who you want to attract or who you want to listen to the video. And you want to use circumstances here. So let's say I'm trying to attract senior executives and I'm trying to help them with fitness. I can say, if you're a senior executive and you're struggling with losing weight, here's how I can help you achieve XYZ. If you're a mom and you don't have money for daycare right now, here's how I can help you achieve your goal. If you're a nurse and your coaching program is not selling clients as you wanted to sell right now, here's how I can help you. So identity or call out hook is you basically just calling out exactly who you want to watch the video. Then demonstration hook is absolutely my favorite, and it takes literally everything you're doing and you try to make it as visual as humanly possible. So you don't say, oh, if you want to not work a 9 to 5 anymore, You want to show that you don't work in 9 to 5 anymore. Maybe you're posting the video from a beach, and she does that a lot. Like literally all our videos tries to demonstrate it as much as possible. Like this one now is supposed to be a tactic video, and she's demonstrating it by doing the tactical live with somebody. And that is using sales in real life. That's like literally a tactic video that she's demonstrating. So demonstrations work insanely well as a hook, and it just really grabs attention. This is another one where she's just demonstrating the lifestyle that she knows that ideal customers actually want. So demonstration hooks are insanely good. This is a room tour, right? Just demonstrate and show the thing you're trying to say, as opposed to saying it. So the showing should do more than the saying, pretty much in this case. So that's what demonstration hook is. And then we have curiosity or pattern interrupt. This is just the classic hook where you're just trying to grab attention. You're trying to grab attention without using a demonstration, identity, story, or aspiration. So there's different kinds of curiosity or pattern interrupts. There's bold statements where you just state something you know people are going to be like, what do you mean by that? There's big effort, little results. When you say you got X results by doing something very small, that's a different type of pattern interrupt. There's data points on use. That's a different way you can do pattern interrupts as well. There's scenario-based interrupts where you say, oh, imagine you were in this scenario. What would you do? Right? That's a really good one. Metaphors are also good pattern interrupts. I compare this to a car driving on the road, and then you link that back to your product in some type of way. Counterintuitive is when you see something that you know your audience thinks is true, but you say it is not true. That grabs attention too as well. So these are different kinds of pattern interrupts that you can use, and these are just the classic base hooks. So again, just like everything here, the more you can weave these elements together, the better it is. Like you could literally have a video where you start with a result, then you tell the story behind the result. And then while you're telling the story, you're demonstrating it by showing them how you were doing the thing on your screen. You want to mix and match this as much as you can in your videos, but these are the kind of ways that you can actually start the videos if you want to start them with a bang, pretty much. So these are content hook types. Now, for general tips, as much as possible, you want to have a visual and a word hook combined together. So don't just say the thing, try and show it in the background too as well. Talking about losing weight, like show yourself already have lost weight in the background too as well. When you say something, try to show it too as well. If you say you made this amount of money, show a screenshot of it as well. If you say you're living a life of like freedom, don't do a post in the office where you're still working a 9 to 5. Like do it at the beach. Do it while you're actually living the life of freedom. So you can have a visual elements to what you're saying so as well. So the more you can have visual elements to what you're saying, the more likely it is that the post would do well. People would actually believe what you're saying. So the next one is going to be in every single post that you have, you want to have like a story, a 0 to radio story of yourself, and just try and have a simple call to action too as well in every single post. Because if people are finding you for the first time, you want to be able to give them a snapshot in that caption of why you're worthy of them following you and what you do and how you help them and so on and so forth, right? And then B-rolls work insanely well. Like she has a ton of B-rolls and it works really well, especially now. So if you're doing this right now, you can leverage B-rolls and get some really good results. In real-time content here just means content that happens in real time. Like this, it doesn't have to feel like scripted, planned too much. When you notice something that will make a good like piece of content, just do it immediately. So it feels like in real time. If you look through our page, you're going to notice that she has a lot of in real time content that feels like, oh, this thing just happened now. And hence why I'm making this video for you. So those tend to work really well too as well. Then trending formats, trending sounds. I already mentioned this before. Variety, the more variety you can have, the better for you. It just makes everything work a lot better if you're able to have a lot of variety. Then FAQ farming, if you're curious to know like what to talk about or how to have more simple tactic videos, just do FAQ farming really, and just create a video asking people to tell you the top questions they have about XYZ problem, and that'll give you a bunch of content ideas. Reputation farming is basically where you leverage other people's audiences and you try and get them to feature you on a podcast, you try and get them to collaborate with you and so on and so forth. And then in your highlights section, you basically want to just have wins in your highlight section. So if you look at our highlight section, usually all she has is just wins. Student wins, student wins, student wins, student wins, student wins, and so on and so forth. So there's that too as well. And then finally, the common pitfalls that I found that is going to hold a lot of people back. The first one is not being patient enough. You just want like the results like ASAP. You want to start posting today and then start signing clients tomorrow. You have to give it time and post consistently every single day for like 30, 60, 90 days before you start to see any form of traction. So keep that in mind. And then the other one is just not being yourself. So if you're not yourself in your videos, you're not going to do really well, to be fair, especially if you're doing like talking head videos. And the reason is because people can tell if you're not original and you're not being yourself. So you want to try and be yourself as much as possible. And the secret I found to that is the reason why a lot of people are not themselves is because they see content as a performance. And the moment your brain is thinking, oh, I'm performing now, it's very hard to still be yourself if you think you're performing. And this is something I'm still trying to master too as well. So the secret to not see content as a performance is to show the bad sides and the good sides. That's the only way I found that you can actually stop like performing with your content. Because if you see content as a performance every time and you only show the good side, you're going to struggle to really be yourself in your content. But if you're showing the bad side and the good side, then it'll be much easier for you to actually be yourself with the content. So these are the biggest things I found. I hope this video was useful for you. If you have any clarifying questions, you can let me know in the content section, and then try this out. Let me know how it works for you. I'll be doing this myself for my own business, so we'll see how that goes too as well. Thank you, and have a good one.